It's a fine thing to have Kayleigh McEnany on the program with me right now because she knows a lot about what's going on in Washington right now. You're looking at Speaker Pelosi on a news conference, and it's all about the vote which will take place today. Kayleigh, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So far, Speaker Pelosi has said, now on this very important infrastructure bill, so far, so good. That is not what I was hoping for. She's not saying, yeah, we're going to vote today. She's not saying, yes, it's going to pass. So far, so good.
Right. Pelosi is known for kind of celebrating when she has the votes. She's very confident when she knows she has the votes, and that's not necessarily an expression of confidence. What I think it is kind of a tepid, we might get there, effort to put a tailwind behind those progressives. You know, if you're on the line, maybe a head fake from Pelosi. I think I've got the votes. So far, so good. You better come on board. So I think it's a strategic move that she just made there. I think the fact that she's been saying hour by hour, moment by moment is how we're taking this, that was her line leading up to this press conference. I think it's an indicative that she does not have the votes.
11:05 Eastern time, she hasn't got the votes.
No, I do not think so.
Now, if she delays this vote or it goes down to defeat, what does that tell you?
Well, what it tells me is that we have a very weakened president. Look, Manchin, if you notice, wasn't really exercising his muscles to hold up legislation when everything was seemingly going well for Joe Biden. Only after the Afghanistan debacle, inflation, poor jobless numbers report, do you now have Manchin stepping up and saying, I'm going to exert my power and influence here, because I think in some ways he feels he's more influential than the current guy sitting in the White House.
So the president is under pressure from a variety of crises.
Yeah.
The border, crime, inflation, Afghanistan. You know the story.
Yes.
Do all those problems make it more difficult for him to be in the White House negotiating this infrastructure deal?
Sure, absolutely. First of all, he is not known for picking up the phone and really cajoling legislators, pushing them, prodding them to support legislation. Otherwise, he'd be picking up the phone left and right. He'd be on the Hill. He's not doing that. So now when you have a hampered presidency, a 42% Quinnipiac approval rating, that's a left-leaning poll usually, it's signaling to every Democrat, hey, have at it, because I don't want to hitch myself to the Biden presidency. It's why McAuliffe, I believe, recently, he's not mentioning Joe Biden, if you notice, in that Virginia gubernatorial race.
I noticed that. Now, you know how Washington works. You went on the inside big time. So you tell me your assessment. I'll preface that with, I don't think they're going to get either the $1.2 trillion or the $3.5 trillion. I don't think they're going to get either. What say you?
That is a bold prediction, Stuart, and I only say that because what I have learned is to never underestimate the power of Democrats to stick together. It is the one thing I will say Democrats are better at than Republicans is sticking together within their caucus. So I think they get one or both passed, unfortunately, because I don't think it's good for the country.
Heaven forbid it's the $3.5 trillion that they get passed.
Yeah, an FDR-like remake of society from a president who has nowhere near an FDR-like majority.
We can't do that.
Yeah.
This country cannot change course dramatically, alter its entire culture and economy on the strength of one vote in a very divided Congress. We can't do that.
No, we can't do that. And they say it has no implications for the middle class. No one knows this better than you, Stuart. The middle class will be hurt most by a remake of society and a strengthening of the federal government.
Does this strengthen the Republicans?
I think it absolutely does. But look, as you know, with entitlement programs, they tend to become popular after they are passed. You know, we saw with the $1.9 trillion package that was popular among the electorate. So I think once an entitlement program passes, it's very hard to show the trickle-down effect to the broader public. Even though we know they're there, it reduces your power as a consumer.
If you get one new entitlement, like, for example, free pre-K, you'll have it forever.
Yeah.
It never goes away.
Look at Obamacare.
Oh, who could forget? Kayleigh, great stuff. I think you're going to be on Outnumbered today, right?
That's right, 12 p.m. Eastern time.
That's the show that I always call that show Ambushed, but that's
You were on with us recently.
Yes, but I only got a couple of seconds of airtime because there was another press conference going on, and you had to segue away.
We want you back.
If you insist. Kayleigh, thanks for being here. We appreciate that. All right.